You want to learn how to do this crazy eye laser effect inside of After Effects without any paid plugins. Then stick around because I'm about to break it down step by step. So without wasting any more of your time, let's get right into it. So I'm in After Effects and I got this brand new Gym Legacy music video right here. And this is the scene where I'll add on the laser eye effect. So to do that, let's create a new solid. Right click on the blank space, go to new and create a new solid. And make sure that you use the black color because it's just necessary for this effect. And when you got your solid in place, let's add on the beam effect. And this beam effect looks like this after applying it on. And as you can see, we can't see our clip anymore. So let's change our blending mode of our scene to add or lighten. It's up to you, but I'm gonna go for add. And as you can see, the beam isn't really matching with the starting and end point if I move it like this. And that really annoys me, to be honest. So to prevent that, I'll turn up the length to 100. And now it matches a lot better. So now I can set the starting point to his left eye and the end point all the way down here. And I'll change my starting thickness to like 40 or a little bit lower. Let's do something like 27 and the end thickness to, let's do 15. So it gets a little bit slimmer the lower you get. And I'll keyframe the starting point and the ending point. And then here at the start, I'll make sure that it's to his eye. And I'll go frame by frame and just move it to his eye, just like this. Now you could use the tracker and use the motion tracker and then apply it onto the starting point. But I just feel like that's way too much work to even set that up. Like doing this manually doesn't take more than just a minute. You don't have to do every single frame. Like you see, I jump between them and then right here, I'll do it once again. For right now, I'll just do the starting point and then I'll be messing with the ending point as well. So you can jump like every 5 frames, but then you just got to go back and make sure that it's correct like this. And then right here, when he puts his hand up, I'll make sure to add a mask or something. And now it looks like this, and it looks a little bit stiff since we haven't moved the ending point at all. So now all I got to do is just kind of tweak the ending point depending on where he moves. So right here is looking straight at the camera, so I'll have it like straight down the middle like this. And then here you can see he turns more to the left, so I'll move the ending point to the left like this. And he keeps on moving to the left, so I'll just move it a little bit more like that. And then here it kind of starts to move back, so I'll change it down towards the middle once again and just tweak it a little bit. So now I got this. That's a little bit better, but we'll be spicing it up a lot more in a second. So I turned on motion blur for that. Then I'll duplicate this solid and I'll remove every single keyframe. And I'll set the starting point to the other eye and the ending point like right around here. That's cool. And they're a little bit too thick here at the start, so I'll make them a little bit slimmer, both of my solids. And what I just realized that you can do is you can select the composite on original and then you don't have to change your blending mode. Just like that, and that just looks a little bit better, so I'll keep it as it is. And now keyframe the starting and ending point for the other eye. That's it. So I just tracked the laser to his eye, and once again it's still stuck down here, so we gotta move that as well. And I'll basically do the same thing for the right eye like I did to the left eye. So when it turns his head to this side, I'll be moving the ending point to that side as well, just like this. And then here I have another keyframe, so I'll basically move it all the way to this side. And here at the end, once again, I'll move it more to the right. So this is what we got right now. I just got to turn on motion blur. Oh, it's already on, so let's play through. It's decent. It's still a little bit stiff, but I'm sure we can hide it with some effects. So first effect I'll add on to my laser eyes is a glow, and you can go for whatever glow you want to. I'm going to use Deep Glow, which is a paid plugin, but essentially you can just use the built-in glow in After Effects. This just depends on what you prefer. So I'll turn down the exposure to 0.7 and I'll bump up the radius to like 450, just like this. So this is what it looks like before and after. It just an extra spice to it, just helps me spice it up a little bit. And I'll copy this Deep Glow and paste it onto the other eye as well. That just adds another layer of depth onto my scene. And another thing I'll add on is an add grain effect. This isn't usually used on effects like this, but I just really like the look when you add a grain on top of a glow. It just gets a really sick look. So if I change the viewing mode to final output and turn up intensity to like 5, you can see, oh, that's a little bit too much. You can see we get the grain in there. So let's go for like 2, maybe 3. Let's go for 2.5, somewhere in between. And if you really look, you can see a lot of grain in there. So let's turn it down to 2. so it's a little bit more subtle. And I'll copy this grain and paste it onto the other eye as well. So now we got some sick looks in here. I'll play it all through and see what it looks like. I just gotta change the preview quality to full. And I'm actually excited for this effect because it's insane. And this is what it looks like. Oh yeah, that's fire. Just a little bit here where I didn't even have the laser to his eye. So I just gotta change that real quick. And I can actually make my starting thickness like 25, just so we can cover more of the eye. That way it will hide my bad tracking kind of. And then I'll create an adjustment layer and we can add on a chromatic aberration from Universe. It is a paid plugin, but it's not needed for this effect. It's just how I like to stylize my footage. So I'll keep the distortion at 1, and then I'll open up the blur and turn down the radial blur to 1.5. And then we can open up the lens texture and change it to bokeh. That one's sick. Or we could go for dirt. Where is it? Right here. That one's also sick. And then I'll duplicate this and I'll actually change the master distortion to 0. Turn down the edge blur and radial blur to 0 as well. And then I'll use another lens texture. Let's go for smudges like that. And I'll turn up the texture amount, but I'll keep the just like this. And for this one, I want to turn up the mask radius as well. Kind of make it more subtle, but we got some cool looks in here. Another effect I'm going to add on is a vignette, and I'll go for this sapphire one. And with this vignette, you could basically go for a black color like this. It looks really cool. You can add it on top of the chromatic aberration and you will have a look like this. Or you could go for another color like red to match the eyes. Kind of just spice up the scene. You could just drag up the radius a little bit more like that. Really cool look. But black also looks really great on this scene. So it's pretty much up to you. I'm kind of in between. I don't know which one I want to use. I think I'll go for black like this. That's really cool. And the last thing I'll do to spice up this scene is create a final adjustment layer, turn on the motion blur, and I'll open up my new plugin called VFX Kit. And as you can see right here, we have 8 different tabs of basically everything that you need for VFX editing. We got the rotor effects, we got the shakes, transitions, grunge, and you know the drill, just basically everything that you need. So I'll open up the shakes tab and I'll go for a basic shake. So up here we got a bunch of trippy shake and kind of distortion shakes. And I don't want to go for any of these, so I'll go down to a subtle vertical shake and I'll just apply it with 1 click. And just like that, it's applied to my scene and I can play it through and see what it looks like. And this is what it looks like. I'll actually move it under this layer right here because it looks a little bit weird when it zooms out. Oh yeah, I did forgot to mention that if you want some kind of distortion around the lasers, then I recommend that you add on a distort chroma from Sapphire. And you just gotta change the matte from layer to the black solid and then the source to effects and masks. And for the lens, you just do the exact same thing, source, effects and masks. And now you can see that we get this kind of distortion, but just around the laser. And let's turn down the amount to like 0.2. And you can keep the blur lens at 96 if you want, but I'm going to lower it down to like 40. And right here we have a little bit of a distortion behind the laser, just so it looks a little bit more realistic. And then I'll duplicate this and basically paste it onto the other solid, so I have it for both of the eyes. And then I'll just let it load and it will be applied. So that's a really sick effect. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll leave the VFX kit link to the description if you want to go and check it out. But thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.